Coming to you live at 1336 hours, Thursday, November 29th, 2018. I was supposed to do what media have brought on us, but I'm doing like some research on the information that changed us in society, that made us the way we are today, and I know we seem to forget. And this live and this recording right here is about distress, anxiety, pain, and sorrow. And distress is anxiety, pain, or sorrow, but it's a anxiety that has caused over time that made us become who we are by our feelings through, and they became our action. They became our ability to how we process information, how we align ourselves to people, how we treat people. And the main thing that is really talked about is how we treat ourselves. That's another thing that's rarely talked about as well is the stress, the sorrow, the anxiety, the distress of a whole race of people that we seem to forget happened. Remember before social media, before television, before radio, before there was the ability to transmit information from long distance by riding a horse or walking and send it through paper. Before we did that, there was not what we see today. I have to like really go back. I didn't have to go far because according to the people, and I understand through race, there is a such thing as race, as skin color, but it's not the skin color, it's nationality and ethnicity. See, ethnicity, which we have forgot that that is real. Some people would say that's not real, that's not right, that's to separate and divide us. But just because of my skin color and my nationality, ethnicity, that's not to separate me or to divide me from you. That's not the truth. I can be different because even in my own race, my own ethnicity and nationality, I can be different from all thousands and hundreds and million people around me based on the things that I enjoy. I may enjoy watching insects, and one out of every thousandth of people or millions of people who really enjoy watching insects and not harming them and not hurting them. So that right there separates me from being different. But I'm not going to allow that understanding of who I am to say, well, I'm not like them. I want to be like them. I want to be as them. I don't want to be as them. I want to be who I am. That's why I speak on the power of oneness. So as we think about this, we don't talk about distress, sorrow, and pain. Most of all the people in their ethnicity and nationality reason they don't like their own this ethnicity nationality because of sorrow, pain, and anxiety. Anxiety is the strong feeling of not being able to be capable of doing whatever you desire. You sweat, you panic, you get nervous because we are all taught that if you are different, you are wrong, which that is wrong. I can be as you and I can be different. I can be born in the same family, the same bloodline, but that don't mean I have to be a or a doctor or a lawyer. I can be a veterinarian. I can be a composer. I can be a poet. I can have the love of biology. I can be the love of archaeology. I don't have to only be one thing. But what we have lost and what we are blinded to, just because I don't do certain things, that don't mean that I'm not part of you. I would never say I'm not part of you just because you choose to play the trombone and I love the drums. I'd rather hear a beat in a saxophone, instrument, than to just hear a instrumental electronic beat that you don't have to actually hit a drum to do. You can use a machine, but that don't make me different. You might enjoy music, as we call it, trap music. I don't enjoy trap music at all. I don't enjoy chopped. I don't enjoy hardcore rap. I am born in the areas what the music is pertaining to. I don't want to listen to it, but that don't mean that I'm different from you. You got to understand that. A lot of deep understanding that lies. Because if you get the word lies, Lie, And Lay, it lie in you. It lay in you. So we're laying down information into us, into the next generation that's not helpful to us or the next generation. We forget about now we're going to talk about the pains. Look at all the things of physical or emotional, even sometimes spiritual alignment that we go through. A lot of us go through this, but a lot of us do not acknowledge the hurt or the pain that we go through. We need the blame. We need to find the at fault to understand what we're going through is not created by that person. What I go through is not created by what you go through. We all go through different ways. So it's called pressing forward, moving forward. My press through is not the same as your press through because I might learn to accept certain things that you might not want to accept. And I'm okay with that. But I'm not going to beat you over that and cause you more anxiety or distress of why you don't. Now let's get into sorrow. Now the sorrow is the actions now. All the action. I thought you was my friend. Why are you telling the world my information? I don't want the world to know my information. I only would like the people that's close to me to know my information. And if I'm ready to share, I would do that on my own time. So, in the overall, what I'm speaking about is distress. That is the stress that is not what we are capable of controlling. As I say, the power of one is your positive is everything you control within your vicinity, your atmosphere, your environment, your area, your home. Anything outside of that, it's a negative because you have no control. So I don't have no control of how a woman thinks about me, but only control I have is what I display. That's this my so the example I'm going to give to her, she's going to have to decipher it herself. She's going to have to put all that information I gave to her about how I am to her all together. I cannot do nothing to break that. I can't do nothing to change that. All I can do is express and show who I am to her. And if she's not able to receive that, that is not on me no more. Okay? So as we keep talking about there's distress, anguish, that's another one. It's the hurt and pain, the sorrows that is caused by people, a group of people, organization, and what in anguish people are not able within sorrow and pain and distress. We're not allowing ourselves to overcome these things. Think about it, overcome. What have to overcome? And I'll listen to the one lady online. She's hurt by her own race of men because they didn't come for her. They didn't come for her. They didn't fight for her. But she only took in the part of it was all about her. It was all about what they didn't do for her or their walk. She didn't take in the part that they have lives as well. And how was it presented to them? If you come at me angry and hollering, I probably won't receive you too well. And it'd be very hard to receive you until you calm down. I don't care how much pain, sorrow, distress, and anguish you are in. I don't care what the hurt is. To present yourself to me, I'm not angry. I'm not the one in sorrow and pain of what you in sorrow and pain under. I need understanding. And that's what as a race, as that we lost for one another. We have not taken into account that my life is not your life. Your life is not my life. If I was to walk in your shoes, it'll probably be very hard because my shoes is different. I wear a size 14. And then that would mean that would hurt my feet. And this is a physical sense. But in a feelings, in a spiritual sense, I still can't walk because the things that you've been through in life and the things I've been through in life, we wouldn't have understanding until we take the time out to understand. So to be understood is to understand, and to understand is to be understood. And I'm just going to leave it at that. We should now start taking the time out to really think about all the pains and sorrows. Remember the time you hurt someone. Stop looking for someone. I don't like the word validate because we all desire a love and affection. We all desire of someone hugging us and wanting us. So that's not a validation because that'd be a goddamn lie. If you saying you don't want validation, you don't want the desire of somebody showing a love and affection in you, because then that would exact the same cause of war. War is the cause of having less and no affection, no love. That cause and effect comes out as war. So you will battle yourself. That's anguish. That's the battle within yourself to fight what you desire. If I desire one thing, why would I speak against it? Why would I always put words out that's contradictive? That's hypocrite. That's hypocrisy. That's blasphemy into what I want. That is called crazy. See, I will start using those words. That is a fool. That is stupidity. That is idiocracy. By desiring the things you want, you speak out in a negative sense. So you're always going to be outside of yourself to saying you don't want this, but you truly want it. And if you don't want it, why you keep speaking out on it? So you're fighting yourself within your anguish, distress, pain, and sorrows of what you do and don't want. So that goes back to your power of who you are of honesty, and you're not being genuine. So you will have to test your character of who you are. And that's what we have run away from. This is not spoken of no more because we think it don't matter. We think building families is only about having future money, income, things, monetary, material. That's not what family was about. Family was never about that. And then you wonder why people always want to be supreme. They want to be superior to you. They want to one up you. They want to be better. Instead of saying, because if you take away one element, which is love, you desire war. Without love, there's war. Without love, there's conflict. There's a battle within you. And if you're constantly battling yourself, you will constantly have pain and sorrow. You have to let go of what's hurting you. Because without that, whatever is in your life is going to be affected as well. All aspects of your life is going to be affected. And it's not going to be infected in a good way. It's going to be in a evil, tormented way. You're going to keep desiring what caused you to be the way you are today. And if that's your only desire is to be the way you are, the only desire, stay that way. But stop bringing people into your lives that desire more, they want love. I would never be with a woman that don't desire me, that don't want love, that don't want to have children. That is contradictory into what I'm looking for. That is minute to who I am. So that would not be good for me, because all that would happen is it'd be a constant battle. I would be constantly battling myself to be the best to be somebody else's best. And that's what we are getting in this time. We're trying to be somebody else's best instead of being our own best. So when I say unto one, I say unto all. It's your path, it's your journey, it's your choice. Please choose wisely. And one thing that the Spirit give to me, the Creator give to me, start being your own self. A lot of people go through a lot of pain, a lot of sorrow, and a lot of stress, and distress and anguish, because they was only taught to be a certain way. They was only taught to live a certain way. But as I became an adult, a man on my own accord, I had to learn what somebody else done to me is not what I should do to other people. That is somebody else hurt, somebody else anguish, somebody else pain, somebody else sorrow. I'm not going to take on, and the best example since my mother raised me and what I see from my father, and I'm going to use my father. My father pain, anguish, hurt, distress came from his father. So how my father treated me was a great salute to you, my brother. Okay, snap. I will do that, Mr. Derek. Yes. So my father example of how he disciplined, how he talked to me is from his anguish of his father. And I told myself, I don't want to be like my father. I am created through his seed to be better than my father, not to be better than him, just to be better. I don't need me to be better than a person specifically. I know I say the word wrong. I just need to be better. That's what a seed passes down the better and or to be better. Not so much to be alike, to be better. So start thinking upon all the things that hurt you, all the things that you're in sorrow of, in pain, stress, distress, anguish, contempt. And that's another word that we use. That's to have contempt for your own people. So the closest people to you, you're going to have contempt for compared to people you don't see. And if we just all start working on who we are as people, I don't have to talk about another man. I don't have to talk about another woman. As long as I work on me, bettering me, knowing that my rights and wrong and things that I do can help me and better my life, that's what I'm going to keep doing. But what I'm going to do for me, and I challenge you, and I guide you to look for all those. And one thing that we don't do as well, we don't try to figure out what is the cause of our pains and sorrow. And then the cause of the pains and our sorrow, don't blame another person. Take back who you are. Okay, I will do that. Yes, Mr. Derek said our past. What do you call that? What's that word he used? Our past generational pain, our transgenerational pain. It's the pains that's transfer, as I say, transferred from the last generation from ours. So everything my father had, his father had, guess what I'm going to have? I'm going to have everything they had. But what we can do as our own people are we our own selves. Yes, I'm from my father's seed and I'm from my father's seed. I still have time in my life to work out what my father and what my mother went through. I don't have to accept it. I don't have to accept their pains, their sorrow. And another thing that keep us down, if you are easily influenced by people words, I'm gonna say it like this: get the hell off of social media. Get off of YouTube. If you a type of person, get off of Facebook. I never seen so much hate in my life on the internet. I don't subscribe to hate. I don't have hate in my life. I don't have hatred. So why would I watch it? If I see a man talking about a woman, I stop watching. That's not what I came here for. If I see a woman talking about a man, I stop watching. This is not what I came here for. I'm not here to pass that down to my child. I am who I am because this is what I go through. Now, if you're going to tell me otherwise, I'm going to say, let's talk about it. And I love talking to people that think far beyond just that. That's my hurt. That's my pain. That's my sorrow. Let me dwell in it. They willing to get over it. We trying to break free, not being a free dome, but freeness of oneself. I'm free from myself because I am not passing down from my father's father to me, to my son, or to my daughter, if I have child, or to my child, if I have children, or the young men and women that surround me. I'm not passing it down. So I say on one, I say on all, y'all have a great day. Be the best you can be. Keep working on yourself. And if anything, be who you are. You different, you different. People will accept you for who you are, as long as you are who you are. Shalom.